The engines roar in Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. Here are the onboard views we'll bring you today on NASCAR on Fox. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds with you as we get ready to race in a track that, as he flew over it and saw it for the first time, Dario Franchitti called the Roman Coliseum of NASCAR. It's an apt description, and look at the 160,000 plus fans that are here to see this race unfold this afternoon. .43 cars at the ready. The pace car leads them off pit road with last year's champion Jimmy Johnson on the pole with Jeff Gordon. The field set by last year's points for the top 35, then winning drivers and champions, and then this year's point standings to fill out the 43 positions. Here's a look at your starting lineup. One very special driver in this field, and one of his former crew chiefs, Larry McReynolds, set to have a word with him.
Hey, Dale Jarrett, this is Larry McReynolds in the Fox booth. You got a copy, buddy? Dale Jarrett, Larry McReynolds, you got a copy on me, buddy?
We'll try and check back with Dale. We'll go to the B channel.
Maybe he's like me. Maybe he lost his voice.
It's possible. 668th career start for Dale Jarrett. Earlier in a convertible, Corvette convertible, his dad Ned, two-time champion, drove Dale around for a wave at the fans. It's a very emotional day, as it is every time we come to Bristol. Hi, everybody, and welcome high atop this great world's fastest half-mile speedway with its compound banking and the COT making its third appearance. We got a lot of storylines today, but the Jarrett family is pretty special to all of us, and I'm getting choked up here, Darrell, and you're out of voice. So, Larry, it's a big day.
Well, it is, but this is our first short track race of the season. I think all these guys, they've had old Bristol circled on their calendar. We have some unknowns. We had a heavy rain go through here last night. The racetrack is what we call green. There's no rubber, and I think we're going to have a lot of guys that are going to be out of control when they drop this green flag, and I think it's going to be interesting to watch the comers and goers. You've got Ryan Newman, who had a fast race car. He'll be at the rear of the field because of an engine change. And how about Sam Hornish making his first start here? He's up there on row 4. It's going to be big for him when they drop this green flag.
Well, I went through what Dale's going through 8 years ago, and I rode around with tears in my eyes the whole time. I'm sure he will too.
Ready to race in Bristol, Tennessee. We'll mention Dale Jarrett will compete in the Sprint All-Star race in May, but this is his final Sprint Cup points race. Make it a great day with the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Just turn left and enjoy Budweiser, the great American lager. Keys to the race today, Larry.
It's big enough to hold all the keys, but we'll hit you on the what we think is the biggest three. You know what? We always talk about the spotter at Daytona and Talladega, but here they're going around this racetrack in 16 seconds. Your spotter has to be on their game for you. Keep the car good on exit. Where you beat people at Bristol is from the middle of the corner off. You don't beat them getting in the corner. You make that thing rotate, stay in the throttle off the corner, you'll win the battle to the next corner. And you know what? One simple word, all capital letters, 500 laps, 3.5 hours, just plain old survival. Stay around, be on the lead lap, and see who's left.
This track has been compared to flying jet fighters in a gymnasium. It's also been described as when you run 500 laps here, it's like riding 500 laps in a clothes dryer, and by the time you're done, somebody's lost a sock or two. It's a very unique speedway, and we are set to go for 500 laps. Ned Jarrett atop the flag stand, two-time champion and a great inspiration and father figure to many of us in this sport. Son Glenn, son Dale, daughter Patty, all involved in racing, and Dale to take his final laps in points competition today.
I'll do it for DW.
Boogity, 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 boys. Let's go racing.
Let's go racing, boys.
Johnson leads the first lap. Does he have a deal with his teammate to lead lap 2? Doesn't look like it. Here comes Kenseth on the outside.
Hard to make a deal here. You make a deal to let somebody else lead a lap, you'll go from first to about 20th.
Matt Kenseth wasting no time trying to establish the outside groove.
And I think one reason we need to see some patience here is because the racetrack is green like we were talking about. NASCAR will throw a competition caution at lap 50. So the goal, stay on the lead lap until lap 50. Then you can make that car better.
Tony Stewart climbed the hill and lost a couple of spots. He drops from 5th to 7th, trying to make an outside pass. There's Stewart up the hill again, not by choice. The car won't hold the bottom, and Kevin Harvick in the 29 gets by.
And his teammate Denny Hamlin was trying to cut him some slack and let him in, but he wouldn't get in. Looks like this 20 car is definitely in trouble.
Larry, is it a matter of tires coming up to heat and pressure, or could he have one going soft?
Well, they
all right here, guys. Just got to let it get rubbered up.
There you go.
There you go. They start the air pressure down quite a bit because they know how much air pressure it's going to build up over a long run. Plus, the racetrack just, it does not have any grip. You heard Tony tell Greg Zipadelli, be patient. Let's let some rubber get down on this track.
Battle for third. Biffle, or rather Kenseth, still on the outside, battling Clint Boyer. And Jeff Hammond, Matt's making that outside groove work right from the get-go.
Yeah, Mike, the thing I've been watching so far, and it's been very impressive, is that outside groove. I think it's kind of like that forgiveness groove that we haven't had here in recent years. You can go up there, make passes, hold that line. You can basically run around here too wide. So again, if these guys can hang on for 50 laps and make those adjustments that then we know everybody will do, plus the racetrack's going to be coming to them, you know, this could wind up being one of the best races ever here at Bristol.
Well, Jeff, I know someone that's going to be looking for lap 50. We talked about him at the top of the show, Ryan Newman in the 12 car. He was slated to start 13th. They changed engines. Already here before lap 10, he's almost 3/4 of a lap down to the leader, Jimmy Johnson.
And the bad thing about it, Larry, when you get back there and you've got a fast race car, that's when the crew chief and the spotter have got to get a hold of that driver so he doesn't wind up tearing that race car up trying to get to the front.
Clint Boyer, who won yesterday's rain-shortened Nationwide Series race, has passed Jeff Gordon for second and set sail after Jimmy Johnson. And we saw some 3-wide racing in the back of the pack as this race now strings out to become the world's fastest conveyor belt of cars. From the air, you see the leaders not too far away from catching the tail end of this pack.
Talked about Ryan Newman. He's put a little cushion in between him and leader Jimmy Johnson. He got by Jeremy Mayfield, Mike Skinner in the 84, and Dave Blaney in the 22. But now the leaders are in the same corner as that group.
That car just hit the wall. A struggle to stay on the lead lap here in the early going. And that lead battle is heating up. Here is Boyer underneath Johnson. No fight, no contest. Let him go.
Well, the thing about it, Jimmy Johnson's a smart guy. He knows if he fights Clint Boyer, that will bring Jeff Gordon in the 24 and that other group right up to him. You don't want to push the issue this early in the race.
Casey Mears had a look in underneath Matt Kenseth. Mears in the 5. He was good in practice. 3 Hendrick Chevys in the top 5. No Chevrolet has yet gone to victory lane this year.
And does Casey Mears, does he ever need a good run? He's one of those guys that they talked about in the pre-race. It's in the danger zone of falling out of the top 35 in owner points, and he wants that position for Matt Kenseth in the 17.
And Tony Stewart drew a bead on Kevin Harvick, couldn't make the pass. Things stacking up off turn 2. Jeff Burton had to roll out of the throttle to keep from getting into Mears. And Burton's got a mirror full of his teammate Harvick. Then it's Hamlin, who was fastest in the first practice, and his teammate Tony Stewart. "18 laps complete here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.